All right. Game audio doesn't work. That's a great sign. I like bumped into my microphone and all of the sounds just stopped working. And I guess they still don't work. Oh, it is connected, in fact. So there's just no game audio at all. That's cool. I'll check this. Okay, there's the music. I had that turned off. Why is game? Actually, I'll turn off music while I'm trying to fix this. Yeah, no game audio at all. That's real fun. I guess I'll reset the game. Gotta love when you're like 2 seconds away from starting the stream and then everything breaks. Okay, that's audio. Why do you do this to me? But hello everyone. Welcome back. We are hopefully going to finish this run. It's been too long. Do I have splits? Yes, I do. Okay, that should be everything. Oh, and music. Yeah, there we go. Only 27 attempts in this category. So low. For now. I don't know. Monk is not too bad. I've like almost finished a run several times already. It's actually because it's like pretty easy start of the run. The average monk run is like several minutes long at least. It's not like Spearmaster or Revisit where you might reset at the beginning several times in a row. You very rarely reset a monk run until you're in like industrial at least. Getting to like chimney or wall, you know. And that's where like some problems can start happening. Oh gosh, look right here. More and more lizards that you encounter, vultures too. I just barely missed that. So this isn't the greatest start. I'm not worried about that though. Let's just try to eat the fruit. And also remember to karma cache like 5 times. 6 times? I mean, I don't really count it, just look at the karma level. Karma cache for level 5 and then one more after that. It does mean, you know, the beginning of runs, it does take a while, just because you're waiting for karma caching. But then it's not like you're gonna die right afterwards, like Spearmaster. I'm finally done with karma caching, time to die to like dropoids or to white lizards in industrial. Actually, I guess the obvious sign that you're done karma caching is that it pauses on the sleep screen to wait for the passage. Also, can I do that? I guess I'll do it in the middle of the run, but it's going to lose me time on the real or RTA. So it's gonna look like I'm behind for the entire rest of the run, just because I did that. And also, I was still karma caching, so I need to finish that up. Goodness, this is such a mess. But okay, we're done. We're done with everything. I can just start the run. The reason I care more about hitting that as Spearmaster, is that the alternative is drop wigs. Like for monk, you know, either routes aren't too bad, or both routes are fine. Also, I need a spear. It's actually good that that one was there because I should have picked up the previous one. Like if you mess up that jump at Spearmaster, then you have to go and deal with drop wigs if you want to take the other routes. Like, well, I guess you just gotta keep doing the attempt, or keep like attempting the jump until you get it. So here it says I'm 20 seconds behind, but that actually might have been just about how long it took to change the language. So this actually is kind of on pace. You had to be right there, huh? I love how you just like run past them. So this guy who's here. And then they jump backwards. It's fun when they do that. Are you trying to snipe me? Calculating the trajectory all the way across the room. I do wonder what they're trying to achieve by doing that. Like, I understand that if you're like on a pole coming above them, they can use the spit to knock you off of the pole to like fall down so they can grab you, right? That makes sense. And that's actually a thing in real life. There's some animals that like, or actually the only example I know of is a fish that like spits water at bugs so that they fall into the water. Also, I'm gonna eat one of these. Actually, I'm not gonna. I need to eat a neuron later. None of that movement was intentional. A nice lag spike. I hope these lizards move. Okay, I don't know what that was. Really? Really? Yeah, I feel like I could have made it back if the lizard wasn't there. And the lizard kind of caused that whole problem anyway. Alright, that's fine. We can correct the other problems in this run. See if I can actually grab these fruit correctly. Yeah, I think that's pretty optimal for Monk. I haven't looked into it too much, and I definitely know what it is for Survivor, but you know, Monk needs less food, so same route might not be efficient. Or definitely isn't efficient because you don't need that much food. What is this tutorial it's giving me? I think it's the starvation tutorial. I'm literally starving right now anyway, so. I don't know, also, I don't know why it's showing up now, because, I didn't see it last time. Yeah, it's gonna keep saying it. Hello? Welcome to the stream. We are playing Monk. Yeah, it is giving me tutorial. Also, hello, welcome to the stream. It is quiet. One more Karma Cash after this. Is it gonna give me the tutorial again? Yep. Thank you, game. We can finally get going. Yes, thank you. I understand. There's a nice spear right there. I think you should be able to roll on that, but you're not really able to. What I think of the Watcher, we were talking about the Watcher a whole lot last stream. I think it is interesting. More content for the game is nice. I'm crazy. I'd rather have Rain World 2. I feel like Rain World 2 is impossible. Like, I don't even know what that means. And if the DLC is, or if the DLC is an entirely separate world, as in all of the regions are not connected to the regions that are already in the game, and I feel like that's already close enough to a Rain World 2, you know. Downpour took the vanilla map and added regions on top of it, connecting Metropolis to the wall in an entirely new region, and next to that is a new region and a new region, and you know, so on and so on. But it never connects back to any region that we're familiar with. If that's the case, I mean that's pretty much it, right? And I think that Rain World 2 is that kind of implies higher expectations. Like something else has to change other than just a new map, right? If it's the same engine in every single way, except there's a bunch of new regions and new character, you know, all that stuff. You know, I think that's fitting as a DLC. I guess you could say the same thing between like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, right? It's the same map, so it should be DLC, right? So for the Watcher, you know, what if it is an entirely new map? Would that be better as Rain World 2? Although Rain World 2, like, I feel like a sequel kind of implies some continuity. Like you would have to look into the future or something. He wasn't even interested in me. It's funny, some games I struggle to imagine a sequel to. Because if you look at like older games, where it literally like the hardware is the limiting factor in development. You know, you might go from like pixel art to like primitive like 3D graphics to like realistic 3D graphics, you know. Each new game is like newer on newer technology. And then there's a point, I feel like, where you reach like the limit of how far that can go. Especially if it's like a stylized if it's a stylized game. If it's like going for photorealism, you know, there's always like small steps to take forward. Although I feel like that's kind of been reaching a limit. You know, there's only like so photorealistic you can get before like you can't fit anymore, you know. So hello, welcome to the stream. But like Rain World, I don't think Rain World needs better graphics. I think the visuals of the game totally work. Like there's not really like you can't really keep going like in that direction. And in that case, it's like, because you know some game series, you know, they keep adding sequels and sequels on top of sequels, which majorly change the way the game works. But then, you know, there might be a point where there's like a final sequel, or that's what it feels like, you know. Like this sequel is so good that they don't develop a new game and instead just keep like adding features to it, or like DLC, or you know, it's like the definitive final version of this game series, you know. And Rain World kind of feels like it's already there, you know. Like Rainworld already does everything that it wants to do so well. I don't know how I'd feel about Downpour being a separate game, because there's still so many elements from the first game that are completely the same. Like the fact that you can play Gourmand's campaign and Explore Moon and Pebbles, and it's all exactly the same as it would be if you were Survivor, other than the character is different, that would feel very disappointing. Like they put the base game in the sequel. Like why did they do that? You know, they feel very strange. Maybe if it was like only like Spearmaster's campaign and then only like Saint's campaign, if it was like those two campaigns, or maybe Rivulet too, maybe that'd feel better as a sequel, because it's like, oh, these old regions look way different now. Although I feel like they'd have to be more thorough with the changes, so the world like outskirts would have to look different for Spearmaster. You know, because there's some areas that are still very similar. Because DLC is like, yeah, we're adding stuff to the game. Here's the new characters, here's some new regions, but you know, the rest of the game is still there. These guys are in a bad spot. They're in a really bad spot. That was a bad jump. Guess I'm just gonna have to go through. Sometimes a sequel is not necessary at all. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to say that though. To play a game and really enjoy it, and then be like, nah, I don't want more. And even if you are that person, you're like, yeah, I'm happy with what we have. There's going to be 1,000 other people who are like, yes, I want more. And I feel like that'd be especially true of the Rainworld community. That's a pole plant. Yeah, sure, there's probably going to be some people who are like, Rainworld is totally fine as it is. Doesn't need any more content. Like, the vast majority of the community, I feel like it's just going to be like, I want more. I want as much Rainworld as possible. Classic. Because of the infinite white lizard supply? Well, here we are. I think maybe a Rainworld sequel could work in like many years, way past when Downpour is or like when everyone moves on from Rainworld and Downpour and the Watcher. It's like, all right, we're done with Rainworld, move on, and then a few years pass, and then it's like, okay, Rainworld 2. Here's like, and then it'd have to just like, I think it'd have to be like a different engine, just to like feel different. And maybe they could just kind of like polish up everything. Like maybe pick the pixel art, which is something that I feel like Rainworld is technically a pixel art game, but it doesn't, to me, it does not feel like it's a pixel art game, because everything is so high resolution that you can barely see the pixels, especially on like a higher resolution monitor. All the pixels just kind of get blended out, you know. Wait, I don't need to eat that. Or maybe, forget Rainworld 2, just another game that is similar to Rainworld. Because, like, Rainworld has a specific feel where it's, like, simulating an ecosystem. And then it also has the story of, like, the Ancients and the Iterators. Let's take all that and just throw it away. Keep the core idea the same. You know, you are a very weak creature in a large ecosystem, just trying to survive. Okay, maybe you keep that idea. Maybe you keep the procedural animation. Maybe you keep the like side scroller, like, you know, platforming kind of bits. You know, take some elements of the gameplay and just make everything else different. make the world different, the story different, the creatures different, the environment different, you know. It'd be like a Rain-like game if you want to say it like that. I think the reason Tears of the Kingdom counts as a sequel is because it basically takes the Breath of the Wild map, and then everything in that map is different. I guess like the buildings are the same, but even like some buildings and like the towns everywhere have like new buildings. They have new people living in those towns. There's Guy area. There's like a entirely different area. There's, you know, different quests, different different enemies, I guess. A lot of the enemies are the same. You know, all of your abilities are different. You know, pretty much the map is like almost the only thing that stays the same, as well as like engine. Although actually the engine has probably changed a lot too, just because of like the physics stuff. And I don't know much about Majora's Mask, but I feel like isn't that like very different? Like the engine is kind of the only thing that's the same. I guess like models and stuff, such. Unfortunate. I'll bet you I've thrown away my only spear. And there's another spear there, of course, that I couldn't pick up. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Don't do a roll pants there, it actually slows you down. I think that if the Watcher DLC is what I think it might be, then that's enough new content for rain rolls. That's like plenty. I don't even exist. I don't know, I feel like a second game just kind of raises expectations. Like, whoa, guys, Rain World 2? And then it's like, oh, it's just another, you know, just another campaign, just like the rest of the Downpour characters, you know. Like you're saying, Downpour added 5 new characters, each with like their own changes to the map and story and whatever. And this one character is counting as a sequel for second game. It's like, oh well, if it's a sequel, then it better have like some crazy new stuff going on, you know. And maybe the Watcher does. Maybe I'm gonna play the Watcher and be like, this should be the sequel, but we're just gonna have to wait and see if that's the case. Something that I'm definitely going to be sure of is to stay away from spoilers completely. Despite the fact that I knew that Rainworld was a very good game that you don't want to be spoiled on, I still got spoiled on almost the entirety of Downpour, except for Saints. So, you know, although even Saint actually was spoiled a little bit just because I was familiar with the old version of MSC, but for this one, I'm not going to play the mods. I'm not going to watch like any streamers play it if they get early access. I'm just going to play it. I'm just going to stream it. When it comes out, I'll probably turn on chat too. Because honestly, I've been enjoying the genre of playing a game blind with the live stream chat turned off. I think just having chat on is inviting a different kind of stream. This guy is trying to ruin my life. Okay. FNAF, but you are 5 pebbles, and it's like that's funny. Slugcat jump scare. Hold the spear that I'm holding is messing everything up. I mean, I don't think I have any predictions for the DLC that aren't just things that we already know about. I guess I am making the assumption that it's probably, or there's a higher chance that it is a separate world map and not connected to the current world map at all. I feel like for how many regions that they're just slapping on, supposedly as filler regions, because, like, I don't think Downpour needs filler regions. If anything, Pipe Yard is a filler region and no one likes it. You know? Just kind of a region added for the sake of having more regions in the game. Every other region has a very specific reason to exist. Like, Metropolis being the ending for Artificer, Outer Expanse being the ending for Gourmand, Submerged Superstructure being the ending for Rivets, and then Rubicon for Saint. You know, all those regions are added for specific reasons. The fact that they're adding on, what, like 5 regions, 5 modded regions, just as filler, suggests that it is to make a world actually feel like large enough. Because base Rainworld has, what, 12 regions just for Survivor? So if they would have to like match that for a new like world map. And so by already adding in 5 modded regions, you know, they only need to work on 7 regions to match the same size of the base game, right? And even then, I don't think we would mind if it was smaller than the base game map, just because it's DLC. I think that's also part of it. They can get away with doing less to release the DLC in a reasonable amount of time. If we all, you know, lower our expectations just a little bit, instead of like, this is a new. Also, I don't think that a Rain World 2 should have modded content in it. Just saying. Just the fact that that there is going to be just a lot of modded content, just kind of thrown into the DLC. You know, I think that immediately says that, you know, this shouldn't be this isn't like sequel material. It is cool, I guess. Yeah, that's actually something that Downpour did a lot of too. Artificer, Speedmaster are comparable difficulty to Hunter. Even Saint, depending on who you ask. But like, the fact that they kind of expect you to have played at least Survivor, but probably Hunter too. That's why that they're a similar level of difficulty. But Rain World has such a unique type of difficulty. I feel like any sequel would kind of expect that you have to already have some knowledge. Oh, that's a bad split. I hope that I'm actually worried about a very similar thing, but I just hope that the modded regions will be refined to match the quality standards of Rain World, as well as maybe removing anything that's too extreme that wouldn't fit with the game. Like, I'd prefer if the modded regions were changed to fit Rain World and not the other way around. But the fact that they could potentially be taking 5 modded I think it's 5. I keep saying that number, but I'm fairly confident. It might be 6, actually. But the fact that they're taking those regions, potentially refining them to a higher quality standard, or a higher standard of quality, and then also adding in new regions on top of that, I feel like that's worth paying for. Especially since the original developers of Rain World are also involved. If you don't like that Downpour is made by modders mostly. I'm doing this again. Did they? What do you mean main team? I think someone from the MSE development team worked on the dating sim. But I don't think it had anything to do with the original developers of Rain World, aka Video Cults. I don't think they touched Inv at all. I hope so. I'm fairly confident that the dating sim and most of In's campaign was mostly made by Andrew. That's just a guess. Yeah, I was about to not do that. What main cast is in there? You don't need to look into that. I'm not particularly interested in anything related to Env. I kind of wonder what the... I'll just say Video Cult. I wonder what they think of Downpour. If it's like... It's like, I'm glad that, it's probably... I mean, they're probably happy about it, right? I mean, they wouldn't really... They probably wouldn't be fine with, like, adding it as DLC. If they didn't at least, like it a little bit, you know? But I wonder if it's like, if they're like, all right, I guess this is canon now. If they like totally accept that, or if they're like, if they have their own ideas of what the game should have, or how the expansion would have looked, and they're just like kind of making a compromise that Downpour is different than what they imagined themselves. And while working on the Watcher, if they're going to try to like work with the Downpour developers and say like, all right, you guys do whatever, we'll like help you out, you know? Or if it's like, okay, we're actually going to be trying to make this more or match our vision of the game more than like the Downpour was. I don't know. All of that is just speculation. I also wonder, this is more like a technical thing. I mean, is it? I don't know. But I wonder if there's gonna be any, if both DLCs will work together. But I imagine that both DLCs will have to work independently, definitely. So the Watcher can't require any Downpour content, and Downpour can't require any Watcher content. I mean, it already doesn't, of course, but you should be able to get Downpour or get Rainworld, and then get the Watcher, and then be able to like fully play that campaign. So anything between Watcher and Downpour, like would those work together? And I imagine that if it's a completely separate map, that it wouldn't. You know, it doesn't even have much to do with the base game, right? In that case. Is Expedition a Downpour thing? It is, right? It's from the DLC. So you have to get the DLC to play Expedition. So I guess like if you have both DLCs, could you play the Watcher in Expedition mode? I mean, I feel like that makes sense, right? But you can play Expedition mode with the Downpour mod disabled, or with the more Slugcuts mod expansion, whatever it's called. But you can only get it if you get the DLC. Nope. This one. I have a feeling it might delay that other game. Although from the trailer, it looks pretty complete. Although, you know, you can't trust trailers. Often, you know, pretty much just enough content is made for the trailer, even if like the entire rest of the game is like barely worked on at all. As input display wasn't ported, as in like it becoming a part of the game by default without the mod installed. I feel like input display totally still feels like a mod. It'd be really weird if it was part of the game already. Rain was kind of anti-UI, so adding like, hey, turn on an input display, by the way, like, I don't know, kind of strange to just be part of the game. Or anti like in-game HUD, in-game or the UI elements. You know what I'm talking about. I probably don't. But like the input display isn't even like a speedrunning thing. It's a like live streaming / like video thing. Like speedrun friendly stuff, it can be kind of like casual in a way. If you just want to play the game and see how quickly you can beat it, you know. Just because there's speedrun features or like things like a speedrun timer, or you know, that doesn't mean that it's only appealing to the handful of people that are competing on the leaderboards, you know. Like when they bounce like that. Trying to grab onto poles. Like it's don't have that problem. Okay, I'm just gonna be. I need to finish a run. Okay. I need to like get past the easy parts of the run. Honestly, the whole run is easy. I'm just not playing good. Oh no, not this again. That game is actually just practice for Video Cults to make 3D games, so that when they make Rain World 2, it can be 3D. Also, I'm sorry, but I cannot read you guys' essays in the chat while doing a speedrun. I appreciate the discussion, but I've not been able to read everything. I didn't want to throw the spear, but I guess whatever. Actually, I might need to get a spear now. Well, thank you. And there's a spear up there. How convenient, but I might not need it. Nope. That kind of looked like a white lizard in the pipe. Hello, welcome to the stream. There's a white lizard up there, but if I can just kind of jump past them. And I'm dead. There's some white lizards that might save me. I have not learned the whiplash there, nope. What are they doing? For what reason? I haven't seen the next white lizard yet, so there's a chance. It's a very small chance. Okay, well, something is gonna happen. Absolutely nothing. Really? You're gonna wait until after they've passed to try to do something about it? Thank you. Well, let me read a bit. I think Downpour does definitely fit as a DLC because many parts of the world are still the same. You're going to be navigating outskirts and industrial and drainage and whatever. Having knowledge of the base game environment helps a lot. Having knowledge of the echoes of where to get Pebbles and Moon, and also your encounters with Pebbles and Moon aren't as impactful, or they're not trying to be, because they know that you've already seen Pebbles before. You know, like oh hey Pebbles, how's it going? You know, we've gone through this before. Let's get going. You know, tell me what you have to say. But the Survivor, the first time you see Pebbles, it's like a whole cutscene that plays out. A whole sequence there. I need to stop picking up rocks there. Yeah, there was the White Lizards. Well, actually, okay, I have one thing. In Breath of the Wild, you have many ways to improve your character. Improve Link. He has a name. You know, you have items, you have like the shrines with the health and stamina and whatever. You know, you get stronger over the course of the game. And when you play, I believe Breath of the Wild does have DLC, and it lets you basically continue with the equipment that you already have. Although I think there might be some challenges that, you know, who knows? I don't know much about that game, especially the DLC. But usually it's like here's some extra stuff. Use all the equipment and whatever that you already have. And then Tears of the Kingdom is like, okay, let's start you back from zero. You know, no equipment, no upgrades, no anything. You have to basically start from the beginning all over again. It's hard to make a comparison from that with Rain World because there is no progression at all. So you're always starting from the beginning. But I guess actually, no, you're not starting from the beginning because the progression in Rain World is your knowledge of the game. And all of your knowledge from base game Rain World still applies to the DLC. You don't need to learn too much new stuff. I mean, of course, like there is, you know, new stuff, and that's always going to be the case with DLCs. Did I mess up karma caching? Hold up, did I do that wrong? Maybe not. I don't know. But I think like it's very unclear. I think a smaller version of Tears of the Kingdom probably could have been DLC. And a larger version of Downpour probably could have been a separate game too. And so is the amount of content the dividing line? I don't know. I think the real reason, honestly, is because it was a mod originally. The original developers weren't working on it at all. They weren't planning on making a sequel. I mean, who knows, but they didn't end up making a sequel. And these mod developers were like, hey, we're making a mod. Let's just like add it onto the game. And it's like, all right, this is DLC. And that was the decision. It's not like, I feel like it'd be strange to take a mod and then make it a new game. Like, oh wow, thanks for developing a new game for us. Rain World 2. Made by not the developers of Rain World 1. Although that isn't unusual, I guess. Like a different studio could make a sequel to a game in different series, you know. But I think because it is an integration of a mod into the game, as official content, I think DLC makes sense for that. And so it's the same for the Watcher. Although, you know, there's also going to be more content for... So, you know, it's unclear. Maybe there is going to be new content from the original developers, and that would make the Watcher count as Rain World 2. Okay, I need to stop fearing that Karma Lizard. They really aren't the problem at all. He almost got me with that one. Ah! Look at the game, man. By the way, I have not played Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom at all. Nice music. Actually, I probably could have eaten those bad flies. I'm gonna need to eat eventually. Might as well get the food that you already have. I need an item. You know what? Bad flies? These guys don't count. That's unfortunate. I guess there's the wall pounce thing. I don't even know how to do it, so... I mean, is it like this? And it almost worked. Too much hesitation, though. I mean, this is kind of really slow. And I just wasted a rock. Ooh, this is really slow. I mean, I already knew that. Ow, that's really bad. By the way, I'd like to point out that the splits that I'm comparing against right now are from a run that was invalid. That run would have been a sub-hour run, but the cloak was not there. The cloak that you're supposed to collect from Submerged Superstructure and bring to Moon, yeah, it just did not exist. And so I finished the whole run, but it didn't actually count. So I did not get this time. I did not finish a run with that time to submit to leaderboards and whatever, but so I guess like matching these splits, but actually like having a valid run, that's all I have to do. So I'm not like necessarily looking for like saving time on splits, although that'd be nice, like nice benefit. My next best time is like an hour 7 minutes. Although I think that's because of a bunch of time losses, like one in Outer Expanse, one in like a death in Submerged. So just avoiding dying in Submerged Superstructure will save like a good few minutes. This is like one of my least favorite situations in the game. And I'm dead again. Thank you, Lizard. I've ever done Pebbles Percent. Pebbles Percent was the first category that I speedrun. I didn't like any percent, and so Pebbles Percent was the obvious option. And it was also like the only category in the game. Like, do you want to play any percent, or do you want to play parallel percent, or like 100%? And I just wanted to. I didn't like any percent because it's mostly depths, and it's annoying to learn movement there. Maybe the published percent runners know something that I don't. They know some way to deal with the white lizards other than just die. I mean, the answer is patience. And that is always the case in Rain World. It will solve all of your problems. But not when you're speedrunning. There was someone in the Rain World Discord talking about how they didn't like that karma caching was used in speedruns, because it goes against the spirit of the game. But I'd just like to point out that literally everything about speedrunning goes against the spirit of the game. That was crazy coyote time. And honestly, that is true. The more you play Rain World, I think there's a point where if you play too much Rain World, it stops becoming as immersive as it can be. If you are making videos about Rain World, or if you're live streaming Rain World, you are taking away some of that immersion. And yeah, especially when you're speedrunning. It's like, you're not like some animal at the bottom of the food chain trying to survive. You are like something else. You are not a slick cat. You are too fast. You are too what's the word for it? You take too many risks. Just running through creatures, stabbing them with spears, performing like crazy exploits, karma caching, escaping guardians, you know. What is your goal here? I like how they flip around so they can't even bite you. I mean, I guess if you're speedrunning casually, you can avoid karma caching if you want. But if you're going for world record, I'm sorry, but you cannot compete if you do not karma cache. It is just the fastest option, and it is allowed. And also making an entirely separate category just for not karma caching would not only add way too many categories to the speedrun leaderboards, which there's already too many, and plenty of like completely abandoned categories that like 2 people run total maybe. And one of those categories is gourmand story percent. So we're spread very thin. The speedrunning community is. And even then, it would not be a very different category. People wouldn't want to run it because it's just more annoying than the base category. Having to go out and get food at the start of every single run, like catching bat flies. And then the entire rest of the run is exactly the same. Which I feel like is already a problem with Monk and Survivor. It's like, If I'm running public descent and I get the world record for survivor, and it's like, well, time to go do the same exact thing for monk. A lot of these categories, monk and survivor, share. It's just that monk is a bit easier. Or harder in like drainage system. Technically, monk 3% could... Thank you. It could also be done by survivor. It could probably also be done by Gourmand. So no, this is not a monk unique category, but we've just decided that to be the case for the sake of variety. So that every character has a unique story percent run. I guess I'm taking this path. Oh boy, there's another essay to read. Honestly, I'm glad that this is how the chat is sometimes. You know, there's a point in live streaming with, if you have too many viewers, a long message like that is gonna be skipped over, and it's gonna like scroll. It's gonna scroll by so quickly you can't even read like the first sentence. It's nice when there can be actual discussions going on. If people have time to write out messages that you know that the other person can actually read. Not me though. I can't read right now. And that one white lizard is responsible for all of this time loss. Thank you. I actually think that Saint is not a different story. In fact, the entirety of Downpour is one continuous story from start to finish. But it's more accurately, it is taking Rainworld and asking a bunch of questions. What happens in the past? What happens in the future? You know, what happens to Five Pebbles? What happened to Moon? You know. Saint, while different, I mean, you could say that Rivulet is the end of the Iterator story, right? Kind of the conclusion between what happened between Moon and Pebbles, right? Why do you do that? Monk, why are you doing that? But then Saint is... Imagine I finish this run, get world record, and then someone who's only played Monk is like, let's look at the speedrun, and then they get Saint spoilers. I'm sorry. I just thought of that now, but I'm gonna keep talking about it. Saint is kind of the conclusion of Rainworld as a whole. Saying, this is what happens at the very end when everything is over. Five Pebbles is pretty much dead. After what Saint does, Moon is dead too. That should be all the white lizards in this area gone. I hope so. I think there's only 4. Even the echoes say it. Like this is the end of this time period. Time to move on to a new age, something like that. Moon says it too. Hello, welcome to the stream. I love being able to do that. That was too early. No. And I still lost time. Thank you. If you get a whiplash there, you might as well just restart. Ow. Monk is significantly easier. You can literally like jump on a white lizard and they will ignore you. Except for the fact that I've died to white lizards in the past, like for the entire rest of the stream. I've been dying to white lizards. Just ignore that. Yeah, most of the time you can just like kind of run past creatures and they'll just ignore you. Compared to like Survivor, where they'll like actively hunt you if they see you. Monk can kind of just like walk past them. If you are interested in trying out speedrunning, I would recommend playing as Monk. You get confident around white lizards and then you suffer just as much as Survivor. Yep. I go, these are just some white lizards. I can just ignore them and then they kill you anyway. The last line. Pebbles, you suck. He's gonna kick me out now. I was trying to get him out of that place. Fast neurons, fast neurons. Oh, I picked up a neuron there. World record. Really? We're gonna do this. We're gonna play this game. Okay, there we go. You could do rock skip, and it would be faster. I think it is faster overall in 1.9 / downpour. I mean, you can pick that up. No one is doing rock skip. Someone did rock skip. You can go check out the Rivulet any percent run. I think that uses rock skip. But that's Rivulet, and it's even faster than Survivor any percent. Considering that you just start in drainage. It's literally just random. And I still left, huh? No, I saved 1.8 seconds. Let's go. Chieftain is bringing scavengers to moon, right? For that one, you want to bring scavengers to the far right side of Subterranean. Bring some of them to the shoreline gates, and then just head to moon, and they will just be there. Nice bunny hop. So I need to get food somewhere, and it can't be this neuron. Maybe the shoreline gate. Just before that, there's a bunch of food. I have to leave. Why do I do that every single time? I fast fall down. Thank you. You didn't even see. You're just a blur. Oh, man, the wall is so fun. When you aren't dying to lizards, it's actually really fun. I like the movement in this region. This is why the journey challenge is the best one. I see you. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, can I remember the routes? I think I'm just going back to Shaded Industrial, or Chimney Industrial, Shaded, Shoreline, drop off the neurons, go to Submerged, Cloak, Passage back. Okay, I know the routes. And this is a very long cycle. Also, wait, that was actually... I actually saved a lot of time on that split. I didn't even notice. I forgot to split immediately. A little bit scary to do that. And don't try to do any fancy movement on this jump. Just do it normally. I know it's a cyan lizard. I guess cyan lizards and blue lizards are just the same color sometimes. I think there are cyan lizards are definitely like lighter in color and more cyan, but like there is some overlap between the colors that they can have. And if anything, they're actually darker because of like their pattern. That was really bad. Never before seen time save. I'm doing splits for Monk story percent just because it's a lower stakes speedrun, I feel like. Does that make sense? I'm not too stressed out about getting a good time on this run. So the splits are more like there to be fun. I don't know, I just don't really get that nervous for running this category. For Rivulets or like Artificer or something like that. Maybe Spearmaster, definitely Spearmaster. I get way more stressed out when playing Spearmaster. I only need 2 neurons. And I have one in my stomach. It's just about the lineage. That was really clean. So I'm gonna try to make it all the way to the shelter and shoreline. I've tried to do it every single other run. You always just barely aren't fast enough. Maybe this time, I don't know. And maybe if this is a particularly long cycle. Oh, I thought that was a rock. Got tricked. Okay, that was decent. That could have been way better though. Oops. Didn't get any rolls there. Some mistakes here and there. Overseer actually helping out a lot here. Oops. Really got stuck down there. Yeah, that was actually pretty clean. Whoa. Yeah, that's one of those pulls that only reaches to the very top of the screen, but not the next not after the screen transition. It tricks you. It's still giving you the light in this room, even though you can totally see. We good? I'm gonna risk it. Honestly. Why not? Actually, there's a very good reason to why not. But I have like 3 or more minutes left. Although this is a little bit stressful now. Also, I must have accidentally split right now. Because it says the next one is going. Please. Hello? Okay, there's the other neuron. I thought I lost it for a second. I just couldn't pick it up for some reason. Oh, really? I actually made it back up. That's a kind of difficult jump. If anyone's been stuck down there, you might understand. And it's about to get... Okay, it's starting to rain, but I'm literally like 1 room away, or 2 rooms away from the shelter. If I can get to the next room after that, it's, Or actually, no, it doesn't look like it's about to rain. Not in this room. These guys aren't helping. I think I made it. Whoops, don't swim boots down. Wrong direction. We even had about 30 seconds left before it even started raining at all. This is the first time I've been able to make it to this shelter. Which I hope is a good thing. I hope this doesn't mess up the passages. It should. Or it shouldn't. I think I still get all the passages I need. And even then, I do shelter once more before even like attempting to do the next passage. Do I need this extra food? I'm just gonna eat it just in case, but I don't think so. Go down. As glowing jetfish. And if I could pick up this jetfish, that wouldn't be too bad. Actually, I only need one of these. Just had to check which one I was holding. Each hip on the timer is 30 seconds. So every 2 pips is 1 minute. Easy way to count the cycle length. Guys are going crazy. Guys going crazy. Average jetfish experience. Okay, this is some difficult swimming here. Sort of. Not really, but don't mess around. While you're holding a bubble weed, you can swim boost as much as you want without any breath penalty. This is the only... Well, shoot, I think I'm just dead. What the heck? I don't have a bubble weed in my stomach. Where'd it go? Hello? Why not? Oh, because I used it. I forgot. I guess there's another part where you need to put a bubble weed in your stomach, and I just forgot to do it. I don't know where that was. Is there anything else I can do here? If I can get a jetfish, maybe. I don't see any jetfish around here. Well, that's this run over. Huh. What did I forget to do? Oh, that really messed me up. Yeah, Monkey cannot swim anywhere on their own. Goodness. I guess you would swallow one, you'd pick up 2 and then swallow 1 at the gates. Do I normally do that? I feel like I don't know why I just forgot to do that if that is required. I'm just gonna go check. The challenge remains impossible for no reason. Okay, so we're in Shoreline. Enter this room, take out the bubbleweed, swim down. That is what I do. Why did I just forget to do that? I didn't even think about it at all. Okay. Imagine playing too much Gourmand. Couldn't be me. I do kind of understand though. Any Karma Flower is an opportunity to make something interesting. It's actually easier than that. You only need 1 Karma Flower and 2 bombs, and then each bomb is a rock and a firecracker, and each firecracker is just a Batnip and a rock, and you can like spit up Batnip like with a 30% chance or something like that. So any Karma Flower can become a singularity bomb pretty easily. If you have like a bunch of rocks and some food. The problem is that you might actually want to use that Karma Flower. Damn. That's fast lizard. Also, I feel like I'm awful at the spear throw counter. Like when you get grabbed by a lizard, you can use a spear throw to escape. I feel like I suck at that. That should be something that that Monk and Gourmand actually are very good at, because you never die instantly to a lizard bite. So just if you carry a spear, you should be invincible, right? But no, I always miss the spear throw, even though you're literally inside of the lizard when you get grabbed. Kind of feel like it should just hit automatically. Or you would think that the hitboxes would just like line up when you throw. Like the hitbox should be inside the lizard when you throw, but I guess not. Maybe it starts further out. Like when you throw, it's like kind of at the end of your arm when you throw. Which character is the strongest? Probably Artificer. And so it depends on what you mean by strongest. And I am reading chat. Like in terms of mobility, it's either Rivulets or Saint. I think Saints in the right conditions can be faster, and they can also really easily climb walls. But also in a lot of circumstances, Rivulets is also faster. If they're on like a bunch of flat ground. If there's a ceiling, Saint is probably faster. It's either Artificer is definitely the best combat character. And then it's like Rivulet or Saint for movement. But Artificer is also very good at movement with the double jump. So, you know, on average, I think Artificer is just the strongest because they have good mobility and really good offense. Do you mean Rain World? Or is Rainbow World something else that I'm not familiar with? But also, I don't think I have an answer to that question. I am rain worlding. Welcome to the stream. Gotta figure out what the exact timing is on that. Unfortunate. You know, those games like Tetris 99 or the Mario something, I forget what the number is, 40? Those like big multiplayer games of like this one for Pac-Man, those kinds of games. I'm most familiar with the Mario one. The way that game works is that it's a bunch of players playing the original Mario. I mean, 35. I mean, there's some advantages to it. It's not the original, but yeah, it's similar. The way that it works is you can target other players, and when you defeat enemies, it sends that enemy to the players that you're targeting. Nice jump. It actually went too high. What if there was something like that for Rain World, where you could play multiplayer, and if you kill an enemy, okay, I don't know what I expected, but if you kill an enemy, it gets sent to your opponents as like a PvP mode. So if you want to like send an attack, you could like kill a vulture, or you could kill like a red lizard. I feel like there need to be something else, because the creatures that are easy to kill, like a pink lizard, are not that dangerous, right? It could be a Twitch integration thing. Yeah, like, I guess like they could spawn in creatures just to have a starting point. Like, in what cases would that send more harm to your opponents than yourself? Because if you are fighting a red lizard, you are very likely to die. And yes, if you kill the red lizard, it's going to send it to your opponent, and that they're very likely to die to that red lizard too. But is it worth the risk of potentially dying to the red lizard yourself? I don't know. And if it's a really easy creature like a pink lizard, that's not going to be dangerous at all. And they're probably just going to kill it and send it back, you know? I feel like there need to be something different. The only complexity that I can kind of think of that could arise from that is red centipedes, because you can really easily kill them with a spore puff. So if you have access to spore puffs and red centipedes, that is your method of attack. Otherwise, and you know, if you kill a red centipede, then it becomes really dangerous for your opponents. But I can't really think of what else you would do. Like, what is a creature that's easy for you to kill but not for your opponent to kill? I guess like every time you get an explosive spear, that's an opportunity to send like a free creature. Like a time to like kill a vulture real quick, or like a DLL. Because I feel like there's not really any good ways to do multiplayer, and that's like kind of an indirect way to do it in a competitive way. But also, what would the goal be? Would it be like a speedrun, and then you could try to like send your opponents some creatures to sabotage them? But then of course you're slowing yourself down by doing that. So maybe it would be some other objective or challenge that you're trying to complete, like an expedition, I guess. So I feel like if you're trying to avoid death, you would never fight any creatures at all, and thus the game would be kind of pointless, because you would never send attacks to each other. I thought maybe if you kill a creature, it sends 2 of that creature to your opponent, so it like multiplies the strength of your attack. Or maybe a very out there idea would be, yeah, I feel like if you kill like 1 red centipede, your opponent is just dead, because then they have to deal with 2. Even if they had a spore puff, that'd be difficult. But a crazy idea is that killing creatures gives you points, and you can spend points to spawn creatures for your opponent. So you could kill the pink lizard, and good job. you could like kill a bunch of easy creatures and then send a King Vulture. You'd have to like rebalance all the points, though. You can't just use the in-game ones because that probably wouldn't work out at all. Although maybe it would. You need to kill a lot of pink lizards to send like one King Vulture. But then like, wouldn't you always spawn red centipedes? I feel like that's like by far the most dangerous creature in terms of just like a one-on-one fight. They have the most mobility. They are immune to spears and explosive spears until you like damage them a ton. Anyway, part of the reason I came up with this idea is because I believe there is a... Actually, I don't know how much I can talk about this, but there's another stream about it, so I assume that it's like open information now, but there's this like mod being developed for like a in-game like bingo mode. We have this like bingo card of objectives. It's basically like expedition mode, but the challenges are more extreme. And it's interesting oh, I didn't even start the splits. Well, time to... Goodbye. I guess the way that it worked is that you could join a game. There'd be some sort of multiplayer system where you could be in teams. And so if you like complete an objective on your card, it would automatically fill out the card on your team members. It also prevents the opposite team from completing those same objectives, right? Like if there is like at least some multiplayer, oh my gosh. If that mod is able to get multiplayer functionality, then surely this idea isn't that much harder to complete, because Twitch integration already spawns in creatures. That probably wouldn't be too difficult to do. All you need to do is say like, if this creature dies, then spawn this creature in for the opponents. Like that's all it would be. If you could get multiplayer to work, which I don't even know how that would. I just want to finish one run. I don't know. I don't know how to make mods, so this idea is probably never gonna be a real thing. In Mario 35, there's a whole lot more mechanics outside of just the basic idea of like kill enemies to send them opponents and try to survive as long as possible. There's also like coins that you can get for like power-ups and like achievements and things to unlock and whatever. I guess there are actually upgrades in terms of or in the form of expedition perks. You could get Narangula, you could get Passages, you could get a Vulture Mask, you could get a Explosive Spear. Honestly, being able to spawn in Vulture Spear, or Explosive Spears, did I say Vulture Spear? Explosive Spears would be like a huge benefit because you could actually kill like some of the harder creatures and start being dangerous to your opponent. Or you could just play Artificer. But adding in abilities like that makes making the mod like significantly more difficult. On the very like basic initial idea. Singularity Bomb. Yeah, that too. That could work. Send like a whole scavenger toll to your opponent. You could probably do it with a regular bomb, honestly. I was too far back. Honestly, with Twitch integration, most of the features are kind of already there. Spawning in items, spawning in enemies, giving like stat or changing your stats or giving you perks temporarily, like the double jump or the fast agility, high agility. Like most of the features are already in the Twitch integration. Twitch integration also is already online. Thank you, Lizard. I didn't want to play the game anyway. Although it's with Twitch, and Twitch probably has its own whatever you know. That was a really big roll. Big roll pounce. Yes, crafting is a thing in expeditions. Even Spearmaster can craft, which was surprising to me when I found it out. Usually streams are about 3 hours long. It depends on where I am in the middle of an attempt. If this run made it to the very end, then I would end the stream there. If I die 5 more times, and I don't get anywhere, then I'll probably end the stream there. So who knows? You can't use it as Artie because they already have their own crafting system. Okay, we're here. Time to die to a blue lizard falling from the sky. You for Lady Guardian? Probably could have grabbed that bat fly. Free food. Is this bring back up? It is. That's nice. I did see that it was just not working for a while. 0 bit rate. If you had to kill a creature in a certain region for the game mode idea that I had. I don't even know what you would call it, like PvP. Oh, expeditions. I feel like, you know, expeditions probably could be. There's some room for expansion there. Yeah, usually, you know, usually there are challenges that require that you go to specific regions anyway, like echoes or pearls, or some creatures are just exclusive to regions already. I think something that could really be adjusted is the amount of creatures that you have to kill for some challenges. Like, kill 12 DLLs is not a good challenge, but it can happen sometimes. Or I don't know if that exact challenge can happen, but things similar to it, you know. Just kill an absurd amount of this very dangerous creature. Even if it's only like a pink lizard, it's still annoying because you have to like find pink lizards and then get them to like respawn and hopefully not lineage. That wasn't great. Just still white lizards ahead. Also, I did not hear a single orange lizard. They don't even exist. Here they are. Just the white lizards. It took that for them to notice that I was there. Oops. Hasn't played Subnautica? I haven't played Subnautica. That was a bad idea. Now he's just angry. Like I still didn't notice. I literally jumped directly into its face, and he did not care. Thank you for being in that spot where I can actually see you. All the last minute. Yeah, we're picking it back up. It's going all right. Subnautica is the kind of game that it does get compared to Rain World, right? Hello, welcome to the stream. Oops. That's really bad. That was alright, I guess. A lot of mistakes still. Please? Hello? Thank you. I didn't mean to do that, but I guess it worked. This time he's actually moved out of the way. Thank you. And all I'm asking for is some neurons. I just want your brain cells. Is that too much? I picked up a rock. Okay, this is taking a while. There we go. Still kind of slow. Actually, yeah, that was slow. But there was a different time loss last time, so it kind of evens out. And I felt like I was drifting slightly to the side, and because I was. Alright, this is a pretty big time loss. Thank you, random neurons. You're a lot of fun to work with. Yeah, I get it. This is actually not as long of a cycle as last time. I don't think so. It doesn't look like it. I'll try to go as fast as possible. Which is a given. Maybe I'll do more extended slides, since yeah, hops have not been working out that well. Be safe, do the safe, easier movement, but it's still pretty fast. And then proceed to get no rocks at all. Yep, they're not working out. What did I say? I didn't take fall damage. Time save. First time ever. Why do there have to be like 3 of them? Could have gone somewhere else. There's still one in there, by the way. Thank you. Now it's definitely going to be very possible to make it all the way to shoreline, isn't it? That was a little scary. Thank you for being stunned for a long time. So all of that time is just sitting there waiting for the white lizards. Thank you. I like how there's always a lizard, like, roughly in that spot. That's close. A lot of bad flies there. And then, of course, I switch hands. And I'm losing time. What did I even do? Was there a big time on summer? I totally forgot. Why am I, like, down 17 seconds out of nowhere? Of course I miss, because I always miss those. I had to go back and grab the neuron at this point. Well, yeah, I don't know why this is difficult. Monk story was not supposed to be the difficult category. It's supposed to be, like, really easy because lizards aren't football. Alright, whatever. That's gonna be the end of the stream. Thanks everyone for watching. See ya.